TimeSplitters. So I'd say more hype there is for TimeSplitters Rewind, and when we do release it, and there's a lot of positive press and stuff, or negative, but regardless, we're hoping for positive. But we hope that generates enough attention for a TimeSplitters 4, and kind of just go from there.
Awesome.
So what about what exactly draws you to like these games? You know, I mean, obviously nowadays there's just a flood of like first-person shooters on the market, and a lot of them are like really you can't really discern from one another. I feel like a lot of them kind of bleed in together, originality-wise and just fun-wise. I know TimeSplitters predates a lot of those shooters.
Yeah.
You know, hailing back to like I mean, I first played it when it was like one of the launch titles for the PS2, and I remember playing it and just being completely blown away. But like, what about you? Like, what's your big draw into like this series?
Well, growing up, I played, Doom. I mean, I was like 5 years old playing Doom. This was pretty insane, but but when we first got our first console, my first console was a Nintendo 64, and that was GoldenEye 007 days right there.
Oh yeah.
And my brother, he got the original PlayStation. Well, eventually we got the PlayStation 2, and the GameCube. I switched over to PlayStation because there seemed to be more games I liked on PlayStation than, there were games on the Nintendo. I mean, I love the Nintendo, but there were just not many games that were appealing to me. So I switched over to PlayStation, and my brother switched over to Nintendo. Well, I got the PlayStation 2, and lo and behold, I obtained a copy of TimeSplitters. Well, what happened was, I looked at it, I'm like, this seems really familiar. Well, truth be told, truth be told, well, I lost train of thought.
It's all right.
It's all good.
It
happens. It happens. It's radio. What are you going to do?
Sorry, somebody's actually talking to me while I'm trying to do things here.
Ah.
But, sorry. But anyways, truth be told, I switched over to the PlayStation 2, and TimeSplitters came out. I was like, this seems very familiar. And, upon a little bit of research, I think at that time, AOL was the biggest thing on the internet. So, I hopped onto my little dial-up thing, and I looked up TimeSplitters, and come to find out, I mean, on some BBSs, it was developed by some people from Rare who developed GoldenEye 007. So that blew my mind. I was like, hold on, wait a second here. And so everything just made sense, and not just that, but the graphics, the aesthetics of the characters and stuff like that really stood out, and
Oh yeah, especially for the time.
It felt like home again, but it wasn't GoldenEye 007. It was something completely different. So that was just my experience. And, after the TimeSplitters, I moved on to TimeSplitters 2 and then TimeSplitters Future Perfect and stuff, because I kept looking forward to it. As soon as I heard about it, like, was it like Game Informer or something like that? It was back in the day. I can't even remember anymore, but we used to get gaming magazines, and they would announce that in the magazine. I'm like, really? And then I just go crazy over it. I'm like, oh, man. So that was mine, and my, team members, they have different stories. All of them very good memories, very good stories. They all have fond memories playing TimeSplitters.
Yeah, I just love how like kind of cartoony the game is. Just like the character designs. Like I mean, like the giant duck, Robofish. Remember Robofish?
Oh, yeah.
The little midget just running around with a fishbowl on his head. I mean, it's just sweet. And like the music's great too.
Yeah, yeah. Please tell me you're bringing back some of all the original tracks.
Yeah, we actually are, and as far as I'm aware, and the deal's still there. Graham actually wants to, remaster the tracks for TimeSplitters Rewind. So
really?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what we've been talking about, so that the music stays the same, and we might implement something so that we can have the community contribute tracks of their own of the same style. Because we really want to get the community involved as much as possible. We're just as much as fans as they are too. So, it would, to me, feel wrong not to have the community involved in as much of the development process as possible. So
that is awesome.
Because we are, in essence, community members too. So thing.
No, it's such a great attitude.
Yeah,
It sounds like indie gaming done right in every way. Is what this sounds like.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to hear the Spaceways music again.
Yeah, that was good. We were actually looking up TimeSplitters tracks before the show today because we were just so excited to talk about TimeSplitters. And we were watching the original, the Chinese level track, which is just burned in my memory.
Actually, one of the developers is working on the Chinese level, so.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, we might have something to show off here in the next couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, depending on how much we're actually able to get done. So.
Very nice.
Well, that's really good to hear because the Chinese level was always a fan favorite. Always a fan favorite in our houses growing up.
I've heard so much about Training Ground. Neo Tokyo was single player. We're working on Neo Tokyo as a
Oh, I completely forgot about that. The Neo Tokyo one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, Chinese is where it's at, though. That was the level.
Yeah.
Then Spaceways.
I like Sight a lot. Remember the Sight?
I do remember Sight.
Sight was cool.
Sight was a little bland. Now that is a level that needs a HD update.
But I think it's so intricate though. You got like the underground pipes that you can go through. You got all the half-built buildings you can run up top to. Like that.
Well, let's not forget about Ice Station. You had the underground pathways.
So true.
Indeed.
Dominate the enemy from underground.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. See, I've played all three, but I spent the most time playing the first one. I remember looking at my memory card one day. Because not my memory card, but the game, it shows you like your player stats, and I had amassed over 30 days of my life I spent playing this game before the card got
because the card got erased and you had to start over.
Back when PS2 was hey, your memory card's corrupted. Sucks for you.
Go buy a new one.
And it's why is it corrupted? That makes no sense. But I mean, I've played two, and I played all of them. I mean, obviously, graphically and story-wise, they get better as they progress. 3's a lot funnier compared to the second one, and the second one actually has a story mode compared to the first one, where it's just go to the end of the level and then come back. But I mean, I don't know. I still thought that was just super fun. All the. Are you gonna bring back all the separate modes? Was it bag tag? Is it bag tag?
Yeah, they're bag tags in mode. Carry the bag.
There's a lot of different game modes with the word bag in it.
Yeah.
I think there is bag tag, but we are definitely bringing back all the game modes and all the challenges and stuff like that. Because I mean, like I said, this is an HD collection essentially. So right now, yes, we're focusing on the multiplayer, but everything that was in the original games will be in TimeSplitters Rewind at some point.
So including the map maker?
Oh, everybody keeps asking about
that. That was the big drawing.
Key topic here. Key topic.
That's the big drawing, dude.
Yeah, the map maker is actually going to be a really tricky thing to do. Considering that TimeSplitters was made back in the late 90s. There we go. I am going too far back in time. Late 90s, early 2000s, and everything, when technology couldn't really, provide too much flexibility when it comes to map editing and stuff like that. So, for the map editor, we're still debating on that specific functionality because we're looking at Sandbox and we're like, why would people not want to use this? This thing is amazing, and you can do anything with this. I'm sure you can even create 3D print your own kidney or something. I don't know. But you can do so much with that editor. I mean, why wouldn't people not want to use it? And after thinking about it so much, we figured out, I mean, the Sandbox editor is a very complex editor because of that. Not many people are going to either want to use it or be able to use it because they're just not capable of running the editor or something. And so we're tossing things up in the air, how do we approach the map editor, because that's the most wanted feature in the game. So it's something that we're still actively trying to figure out, because we want the map editor to be in there, but whether or not it's actually going to be in the game or it's going to be part of Sandbox, just very simplified so that you'll understand what's going on and how to do this and stuff like that, whether it's through us doing some very extensive tutorials, because we really want to promote the mod community and promote the engine in itself, because it's a very powerful engine.
Yes.
And it's capable of so many things, but not everybody wants to tackle it because of, either lack of documentation in this area or poor examples in that area. So we want to definitely, improve on that and help Crytek out into promoting the engine.
Awesome.
So what's been like working with Crytek? I know they own the rights, and what you're doing is, basically for them. I mean, I don't even know if that's an accurate assessment. But how has it been working with Crytek, and has they been super interested from the start? How much support have you gotten from them?
We've actually gotten a lot of support from them, and from the start, I mean, they basically, from the start, they said, okay, yes, the community can do it, because obviously they really want a TimeSplitters game. Go ahead and do this. But then as the project was evolving, Crytek got more and more interest, because they were seeing that we were taking this much more seriously than they anticipated. And, the more quality that we've been showing them, like AAA level stuff, the more they stood back and they were like, this could actually have a bit more potential. So, they're actually working very closely with us and trying to come up with a way to promote TimeSplitters in an even larger scale, so that maybe that the TimeSplitters franchise could get that revival that it needs, because it definitely deserves it.
Awesome.
That is awesome. That's incredibly ambitious, actually. So, what are you looking to release this on as a platform?
Well, currently we're all focused on PC, but I've said before, and I will continue saying it. We're going to keep poking forward with the console development stuff too, so that once Crytek says, hey, go ahead and do this, and we formally announce, like, yeah, we're actually doing this, like, we're diving straight into it, at least we're prepared, and we're actually able to do console development as well, because we want it to be on the PlayStation 4, because it's already on the PlayStation 2, on the PlayStation 4, on the Xbox One, on PC, and a lot of people have been requesting Wii U, but I'm still skeptical about that. But right now we're focused entirely on those three platforms, but mostly on PC, because that's just what we're developing on. That's what we have access to. We are indie developers, so we can't just say, hey, we can play on the PlayStation 4 and test it out thoroughly and stuff. So
Gotcha.
it's, again, mostly like a legal thing and, lack of hardware to work with and stuff. So, I mean, it's nothing wrong with Crytek. It's just, we're not in a position right now to just straight up dive into console development. But when we do get there, we will, and we will make sure that, everything works as it should and plays as it should.
All
Nice,
right.
very
If
nice.
you have questions, please text us at 857-445-0424. If you have questions for Michael, if you have questions about the game, Crytek, or if you just want to share your favorite TimeSplitters memory with people who absolutely love TimeSplitters, please do. Again, that number is 857-445-0424. Michael, what would you say your favorite TimeSplitters level is? I gotta know.
I think everybody has figured this out right now. Ice Station is my favorite. It's the one level that I featured in 3 of my videos when I announced that we were working on the console development stuff, at least going ahead with it and stuff. I mean, it's just, for some reason, I like snow.
Well, yeah, you were expecting a blizzard in October in Fargo, North Dakota, so.
Well, I'm not actually from Fargo, but I love snow, and something about the environment with Ice Station I don't know, it just felt so out there and different that I fell in love with it as a kid. I mean, that was my go-to level. Also probably because I always had an upper hand in that level with my brother.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know.
Why?
Yeah.
Tell us about it. You cheating? Entering cheat codes?
Hmm?
No, I'm just... I'm just being an idiot.
I think I gotta say my favorite level is probably Chinese. I think the music just sold me, and I remember distinctly me and Sam, we were always on the blue team, and where we respawned, it was always you had to make such a trek into to get into the kitchen to the red team spawn point, so you could start spawn killing the red team.
Yeah, because they always spawned in the basement.
It's all about the
Chinese.
journey in those levels.
Yeah, those levels were like really big.
They were.
What was it? Why am I forgetting it? There was
Space Waves.
the Village one.
Ooh, Village is good
from
too.
the first game.
Yeah.
Or what's the level that's kind of like that level Sidewind, I think it's called, or Blood Gulch in Halo, that's in TimeSplitters 2, and it's like in like the mountainous like in the canyon, and you have like the two bases, and like.
Are you talking about Training Ground? Because that's the only one that's popping in my head right now.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's just the map that, I mean, the way you're explaining it, it's just the one that pops into my mind.
I think it is Training Ground, and
oh, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because we used to like System Link for that one a lot.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot too. I mean, I wish I had played more of the third one than I did. Like I played through the single player, and I played a lot of the multiplayer with my brother. But at that point in time, a lot of my other friends were just completely embedded in like Halo by then. There's like TimeSplitters 3 is like the poor man's FPS now. And I was like, no, it's not true.
People forget how original TimeSplitters is. You know, people who play, even the later Halos or Halo itself. I think Halo took a ton from TimeSplitters. It seemed color palette to, the kind of the not corniness, but just some of the
fun,
textures.
It's just fun multiplayer.
Yeah.
And like the character roster is huge. Like there's no difference in like the first one, but like between choosing who or what. But there was at least like 60 characters you could choose from.
And that's really where the sense of humor in those games comes through. I mean, you look at today's first-person shooter landscape, and with the Battlefields and the Call of Duties, it's like, how dark can we make a first-person shooter? Call of Duty Ghosts. Like, let's see how dark we can make a Call of Duty game. And just, that's not what TimeSplitters seems to stand for at all, which is, why I love the game so much.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the other Free Radical game, Second Sight?
No. I did play Haze, though. And believe it or not, I actually enjoyed that one.
Oh, I did not enjoy that one.
I don't know. Maybe it was just because I was like, hey, it's. I mean, come on, it's Free Radical. I mean, no. But I did enjoy the a lot of the design ideas that they had with Haze. I think that yes, I mean, it could have been better, but I think overall the game was really good, and I still. Well, actually, no, I don't have a copy of it because I lost it in my move.
No.
I was going to say still playing to this day, but I just moved into another apartment, so.
I know that trip.
All right, Michael, one last question for you. When can we expect this on PC? Do you have, it doesn't sound like you have a hard date, but is there a time window that you're shooting for a release?
You mean like a full release, or at least like some sort of beta experience?
Yeah, I mean either or. When can we play more HD TimeSplitters, I guess?
Okay. Right now we're shooting for. We've been shooting for December, but it seems that with some workflow issues we've been running into with the engine and everything, nothing on Crytek's part. It's just something that when we upgraded to the new version of the engine, it just kind of broke a couple of things. So, with that in mind and everything, we're still aiming for December. But if anything, we'll just say, okay, let's just focus on maybe summer or something like that. But I don't like giving time frames anymore for beta experience. But right now with the full experience, that's the way it is. Yeah. We're hoping sometime before the world ends or something. So.
Hey, that's good. That works for us. I think that's good enough for us. I think that's good enough for the TimeSplitters community out there. Michael, thank you very, very much for being on the show. It was a great interview, and it sounds like you guys are doing some great things with this project. So.
Well, I hope to come back sometime.
Good. We would love to have you back, maybe a little close to the release or when it drops, and that would be awesome too.
Yep, I'll definitely shoot you an email. I'll call you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we're heading out to break. We'll be back in a little bit with more Stag Rift.